Abuela, it's okay. We're gonna save the miracle. The magic.
What are you talking about?
In one sense, I'd say the movie Encanto is about letting go of unhelpful and damaging expectations that are handed down to us by the cultures we grow up in. In this video, we're going to explore some questions we can ask ourselves when we feel we aren't able to meet the expectations of people around us.
You have to stop, Mirabel! The crack started with you. Bruno left because of you. Luisa's losing her powers. Isabella's out of control because of you. I don't know why you weren't given a gift, but it is not an excuse for you to hurt this family.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there?
In the family culture of the madrigals, each person has a point where they are brought to a place, a door, where they receive a magical gift to bless others. When I watch Mirabel in this scene, I can't help but think of my clients. I can't help but think of me. In fact, I see all of us in those moments where, often through no fault of our own, we don't measure up in the eyes of someone else. It could be our family or our friends, or it could be a particular religious or societal expectation. We fail a rite of passage. Years later, this painful memory is brought back to Mirabel as a young Antonio prepares to receive his gift.
As another steps into the light to make us proud.
This scene provides us powerful imagery for those times when we feel on the outside, in the shadows of belonging. When, for whatever reason, these doors remain closed to us, there's incredible shame, unworthiness, and isolation. Our sense of belonging is significantly interrupted. It's like what Brene Brown has said. Shame results when we make a goal to fit in with a certain group and the experiment fails. Even when people who love us try to reassure us, there's still deep, deep hurt. When we feel like we are failing at being what others want us to be, it can be helpful to step back and do some reality checking. This stepping back from the situation and pondering what is really going on can provide us with some much-needed critical awareness through which we might see the situation differently. For example, it can be helpful to step back and remember that cultures, not universal truth, often determine certain milestones or rites of passage, which in turn are often used to determine if someone is worthy or progressing. It's worth remembering that what might be valued and appreciated in one culture may not be recognized the same or even devalued in another. And because we're all born into layers of cultures, family, societal, religious, so forth, we all have these moments where we are inevitably brought to the threshold of others' expectations for us. And honestly, those expectations may not be helpful or true for us. In these moments, we may find we are chasing a cultural standard rather than universal truth. In Encanto, we learn that the specific expectations, even while framed in terms of love and service, are wreaking havoc on the magical family in their home. It's disrupting their family's power. In this way, the movie serves as a warning to us about unexamined cultural expectations. One family member feels unbearable crushing pressure.
Pressure like a drip, drip, drip that'll never stop. Whoa. Pressure that'll tip, tip, tip till you just go pop.
While another feels the burden of pursuing perfection instead of her true, authentic self.
You can still marry that big dumb honk.
I never wanted to marry him. I was doing it for the family.
Another character, Bruno, has become invisible to the family because his contributions aren't seen as helpful to the expectations of the family.
Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head and look around. You will be found.
Yeah, my gift wasn't helping the family, but I love my family, you know?
So like I said earlier, in one sense, the movie Encanto is about letting go of unhelpful and damaging expectations that are handed down to us by the cultures we grow up in. And I'd also say that that's different from abandoning our culture or important family or cultural values entirely. I'm not saying we shouldn't consider others' expectations for us or that others can't have expectations for us, just that we need not immediately accept these expectations without question. Instead, I'm suggesting it's worth reflecting on and recognizing what elements of those cultures don't strengthen us or even damage us. Brene Brown offers some mental and emotional work in the form of specific questions that could help us step back from these harmful expectations. I'll put a link to a more thorough look at these questions in the notes of this video, but here are a couple to get you started. You might take a minute to jot down these questions, ponder them, apply them to a situation where you currently feel on the outside looking in. I invite you to bring up a current situation where you feel you have failed or think you are failing and ask yourself, what are the specific social, cultural expectations that this person or this group is judging me by? Can I state the expectation clearly? Where did these expectations originate and how realistic are these expectations? What are my expectations for myself in this moment? When I feel bad about what I'm not, am I describing who I really want to be or what others want me to be? If I don't live up to these specific expectations, what will happen? Does that feel appropriate? Who benefits from these expectations? Or who benefits from me feeling bad about myself for not meeting these expectations? And perhaps my personal favorite, do these expectations reflect healthy, wholehearted living, or do they turn my life, my body, my family, my relationships into objects and commodities?
I don't know why you weren't given a gift, but it is not an excuse for you to hurt this family.
I will never be good enough for you. Will I? No matter how hard I try. No matter how hard any of us tries. Luisa will never be strong enough. Isabela won't be perfect enough. Bruno left our family because you only saw the worst in him.
Bruno didn't care about this family.
He loves this family. I love this family. We all love this family. You're the one that doesn't care. You're the one breaking our home.
Don't you
The
ever...
miracle is dying because of you.
As we do this work, we start to shift the balance of power in our lives. We begin to understand that doing what we feel is right and being who we feel we should be is more important than doing what others expect us to do or being what they feel we should be.
I see me. All of me.
Again, we need not totally dismiss others' expectations of us outright. Instead, we just learn to hold them at a distance, considering them carefully and pondering if they really do resonate with us and if they are compatible with our values and our healthiest selves. As I watch Mirabel and other characters in the movie come into their own power, I like to imagine all of us claiming our unique gifts despite how they might sometimes be unwelcomed in the cultures we're born into. Mirabel learns that while her gifts and Bruno's and the others don't fit the mold of what is already established in her family culture, their gifts are no less valuable to blessing those she loves. The magical family's journey from a culture of exclusion to a culture of inclusion reminds us that true authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are.
I don't care what you think of me. But if you're too stubborn to...